Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a CBT therapist and forensic psychologist. Today I want to go over something that I speak a lot about over on Instagram. If you don't follow me, it's kelly.the.cbt.psychologist. But basically, whether you are starting at the beginning of your career as a therapist, as a psychologist, psychotherapist, counsellor, that often we have these opinions that we're not a good therapist if we haven't done X, Y, and Z. So I just wanted to share with you that just to normalize that it is completely normal for things to get on top of us, to get all of our notes done. If we don't always get our notes done at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that we're a bad therapist. If we don't know all the symptoms of every single diagnosis, it doesn't mean that we're a bad therapist. That gives us an opportunity to learn. So if someone's coming up with loads of different symptoms and you're someone that works within a diagnostic model and you're like, what does this even mean? Just, if you want to research it and find out the different diagnoses that it could fit into. Or how I prefer to work is to work with the traits, work with the symptoms that someone's presenting you with, because they're the things that are important to them. We don't have to try and put it in a diagnostic label if that isn't helpful for the client or if that isn't how you work, because the symptoms are the things that they're struggling with, so they're the things that they're bringing to you. So again, do not think you're a bad therapist if you don't know every single symptom for every single diagnosis. And similarly, if you don't have the answer for every client difficulty, because we are all human, we are all unique, we all have different difficulties. When someone's coming to you, they're trusting you with this information about them. If you don't have the answer, that's fine. So many times I'll hear something, it's like, that's really interesting. I'm just going to note that down. I'm going to have a think about that and get back to you. That's all you have to do. You don't have to sit there and think, oh my God, I'm a terrible therapist because I didn't know what to say. You hearing and being with the person alongside the struggles is enough. It may give you opportunity for maybe CPD or some reading, but the main thing is that you're with your client and you are there alongside them. Another thing that, particularly if you're starting out in private practice, is thinking that you're not good enough because you haven't got a full practice, that all of your client hours aren't booked. But that is okay. Take the time to do the reading that we just spoke about, to do things for you to maybe relax, to catch up on things, and just to develop maybe your practice in different ways. Just because you haven't got all of those hours booked out doesn't mean you're a terrible therapist. Treat it as a joy, treat it as an opportunity to do something maybe a little bit different or something just for you. If you don't have a specific niche, so often we're told you need to have a niche, you need to know what it is that you specialise in. Yes, some of us may specialise in certain things, but so what if you don't? So what if you enjoy working across the spectrum, if you like just working with humans? That can be your niche. But you don't feel that it makes you any less of a therapist if you don't have a niche that you wear on a badge on your top. And I suppose going along with all of this is that you don't feel like an expert all of the time, that we are continually learning. We've picked a career that we're going to be learning for the rest of our career. And that's fine. Some things you may feel more comfortable with, others you may feel you're at the beginning like, I don't feel comfortable in anything. But again, that is fine. Just trust yourself, trust the process. And if you want to learn about something, then go and learn about it. Don't put yourself down because you don't know everything about anything, everything about everything. Having imposter syndrome. Now, this is totally normal. And I recently got told by someone, or I've been told by quite a few psychologists, that will never go away. So wonderful. So we can just learn to work with it, but know that you are not alone if you experience imposter syndrome. I think one of the ways that I challenge it is to write down my wins or the things that kind of prove that I am not an imposter in my field, and thinking about how we prove negative core beliefs wrong. And that helps me, but there could be many other ways, even challenging our negative thoughts, doing behavioural experiments, things to challenge your imposter syndrome. What is actually going on in your head, and challenge that. If you maybe struggle with your own mental well-being or in relationships, your relationships aren't picture perfect, does not mean that you are a bad therapist. We are human. We all go through things. We go through peaks and troughs. And that's fine. We may take medication for our mental health. So what? We don't have to be picture perfect to be a good therapist. I hope that had maybe settled some concerns. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. Thank you.